Hey guys. All right. Hi Oscar. Okay. Good morning. It's Bruce, Cat's Cradle. Here we are again. It's been a while, and it's been a while partly because I'm looking. Let's check YouTube here for a second. See if they've got us live here. Kind of looks like it. Anyway, again, good morning, Cat's Cradle here. We're having a nice day today. It's going to be in the 70s, if you can believe it. We've had some cold nights here. I worry a little bit about the cats because it's been in the upper 30s, but Terry tells me, don't worry so much. Cats live up north and go outside in a lot colder weather than this, and these guys are inside, but everybody's fine. Everybody's fine. Even the new cats huddle together, and there we go. And that's Wolfgang and Jenny. Let me get this camera straightened out here. All right. Okay. All right. I don't really know why I have so much trouble with this stuff, because I'm supposed to be a technologist. I have a degree in computer science and have worked for technology companies, but somehow I can't seem to get the cameras right. God almighty. Oh, well, you bear with me, right? Okay, I think things are coming together now, and I'm just looking on YouTube to make sure that I show up and that I have a good sound, and then we'll be ready to go. We're having some fun with our kitties here. You should be able to see. You should be able to see Molly and Shadow. Shadow, you know what? You are always kind of a mystery cat. I partly built this wonderful tower edifice, if you will. It's maybe a little taller and a little bit more to it than I originally planned, but Shadow loves to sun herself on the decks. So I thought she'd be the first one up there. And so far, I don't think she's gone up there at all. I may have to show it to her. She's not a young cat. She's probably about 12 years old. But, you know, she's a beautiful, what's called a chinchilla Persian. And then we have another long-coated cat here, Molly. Molly's a wonderful little cat, but she just doesn't like other kitties. So if they come too close to her, she'll give them a little cuff. Just to keep them back a little bit. Alright, so what's going on? Well, I never stop. I never stop. I've got to stop, though, because I've got to work on their taxes from 2 years ago. I just hate doing that stuff. But I got to stop for a few days to get that stuff to our accountant by February the 15th. It has to be turned in, or I'm going to be in trouble. It's not that we have a lot of income. We certainly don't. We just, everything that comes in basically goes out to operate the facility here. In fact, this is just to show you that we don't spend money on ourselves. This is one of my better shoes, okay? You can see how bad it looks. And this is one of my better hats, and it's broken too. So it's not that we are excessive in our spending habits. We're not. I think you know that. Everything goes back to Cat's Cradle, improving the lives of our kitties. Rescuing cats, we get no income from that. In fact, sometimes they charge us. And then, of course, we keep them for the rest of their lives. And then when they pass, we have to pay for their cremation. So, you know what? This is not a money-making venture. Anybody that's thinking about starting a rescue or sanctuary thinking they're going to make money, it ain't going to happen, guys. It's just not going to happen. And one of the next initiatives is to clean up the castle area. The castle needs a new deck, a new flooring for the castle, and we want it to look nice, just like everything else around here. So that's something we're going to do. We have some ramps to fix. We have some holes in the fence that we need to fix. Just, this and that. But the treehouse village is essentially finished. I'm working on improving the rope climbing structure, so there's a little bit more to it than what you see now. But other than that, we have the top is protected from escapes, and the bottom is protected from anybody trying to dig out. And it's not as though we have a lot of cats that dig out. We don't, and it rarely happens. But in a frenzy, a lot of things can happen that will cause a frenzy in a cat, and that's kind of when they get out of control, and you really can't reason with them. They'll try to climb a tree, or they'll try to dig under something, just to get away. It doesn't happen very often, but we had a Bengal cat years ago, and they are notoriously wild. And he did dig under the fence, and got away. And I thought about it at the time. You don't think of cats as being able to do that, but that's a different variety, a different animal. And if you ever had a Bengal, you know what I'm talking about. They are really, really athletic, and with strong-willed cats. We haven't had any since then, but nevertheless, we're taking our precautions. We did the same thing in the jungle area. We put the arms up around the top of the fence. It had mesh on the arms. The cats try to climb on it. The arms come down, and the cats fall off. And we have the apron fencing around the bottom of the fence. Let me see if anybody's watching, or if I'm talking to myself here. Okay, well, whether they're watching or not, it looks like we're on YouTube, so I'm just going to continue on here. So, Treehouse Village is amazing. I'd like to get some grass going in there. I might buy some sod and just lay it down and let the cats roll around in the sod. And then we have a friend in another part of town who has a nursery, and he raises catnip, and sometimes I can get catnip plants from him. We'll have some catnip plants in there as well. So I think that's about it. We're about short some catnip plants and some grass, and then I'm going to improve the rope climbing structure, and then Treehouse Village is essentially done. Thank God. I'm so tired of the expense, but we want it right, and we want to be proud of it, just like we're proud of the other areas that are in here. We did some refreshing of the Asian area, and as I said, we're going to work on the castle area. We need to do some touching up of the paint in the castle area, and then replace the green, which is really artificial turf. So that's kind of fun. Yesterday I got back 3 signs from our sign lady, Amy, of Accurate Signs on Time in Land O'Lakes. She's wonderful, and they are for the 3 tree house buildings. We have Crab Cottage, Salmon Cottage, and Tuna Cottage. So I've put those signs up. I know it's kind of silly, but if we have cats that are staying in one of those structures, we'd like to be able to identify it. So you'll see those signs go up in the next day or so. And what else is going on here? The 2 new cats, Wolfgang and Genevieve, which I call Jenny, are doing great. They're in Nathan's room. Nathan is no longer using the room, so we're taking it over as kind of a welcome room for new cats. And Jenny and Wolfgang are in there, and pretty soon we're going to open the portal. Hi, sweetie. Yeah. Hey. Yeah, I know. Pretty soon we'll open the portal so that they can go out into the jungle area. So we've spent some effort getting the jungle area ready, and we had to do some carpenter repairs, and I hope to do some painting today, but that area is, as I mentioned, is totally secure now for any new cats. And we think these 2, which are really, they're elders, but they're elders with advanced age. They're not like 10-year-olds. These guys are much older than that. So we think they're just going to be gently enjoying that area along with their room. They already love their room because they can see everything and they can hear and smell everything. They love their room. Yeah, I'm just watching them now. So that's what's going on with our newest cats. Our newest cats, Genevieve and Wolfgang. All right. What else? Well, we'd like to find somebody who likes to do events. Maybe they're doing events now, or maybe they'd like to do events, because we've kind of pulled back on, now just because of health and other issues, we've kind of pulled back on some of the events that we used to do here. I'd like to have somebody come in and help us coordinate events such as birthday parties, and bag and box day, and product evaluations, and just showing off the cats. So if you are in the area and you'd like to help us with some of these events as a volunteer, we'd just love to hear from you. The store is, as you know, we have a store on site here, or a shop if you want to call it that, where we make products for people like you and the general public that are interested in rescue, whether it's dog rescue or cat rescue. We have t-shirts and hoodies and what else? Aprons and tote bags. All those things we can make in our shop. And I've been watching our shop activity on Etsy. It's a very good shop, actually. And it seems like most people are interested in tote bags. Can you imagine that? So, and tote bags are fun to make. They're relatively easy for us to purchase and to ship. So I think we're going to do more with tote bags in terms of what we're going to offer. They all have a graphic on them, and we're going to graphic on both sides of the tote bag. But the ones that we've been selling so far have been kind of small. And I got a note from one of our followers. She's more than a follower, and that's Lori, and she says you need to have one that's, large enough you can take to the grocery store. So we'll work on that. And the last printer that we had problems with, that was burnt out from the lightning strike, anyway, that was months ago. I know you're sick of hearing about it, but it's taken a long time for us to get everything back to normal again. We had to send that printer to New York to the manufacturer to get an evaluation, and that cost $150 just to send it to them. And then they called me and said, Bruce, we can't really do anything with this printer, but here's what we'll do. We've got an old printer here that is fine, and we'll send that to you for $1,400. Oh, plus shipping. I said, well, we got to have that printer because that's the one that we use for certain types of T-shirts. So we'll go ahead and send it. We'll just bite the bullet on the printer, and now we have all of our printers are working, so that we can do polyester, we can do cotton, we can do dark shirts, and other products. I just have to get this one dialed in. It's not working quite right yet, but I think it's my fault and not really the printer. So happy to say that even though we have a couple printers that are fried that I'm not going to worry about right now, for the most part we're functional in the Cat's Cradle Rescue Store shop. So you can look in on us while we're making stuff in there on our webcam. And let's see. Oh, just another thing that's going on. Padma has had a URI and has been in our sick room for about a week or two. And I think she's coming out today because she's doing much better. We have a heater in there, and she's gone through her antibiotics, so she'll be released today. That's what I understand from Terry, that she's going to let Padma out. Curiously, we have another cat. We don't talk about this too much, but we have another cat called Chase. And if you've been here, you've probably seen Chase. Chase has been a mess and continues to be a mess because he can't groom himself, and he likes to roll around in the dirt, and anything that's messy and terrible, Chase will find it and roll around in it. So his legs and his backside are really in bad shape. So Terry called the vet today and said, what are we going to do about Chase? And he can't be managed. He just does not tolerate anybody fussing with him. So the vet is going to put him to sleep and give him a bath, clean him up, groom him, and then send him back to us. So that's probably going to be $400. But in any event, we want Chase looking good. He's one of our older cats, and we feel bad that he's not able to care for himself like a normal cat would. Hello, Oscar. You know Oscar, right? Yeah, Oscar's one of my favorites. He's going to be a star, aren't you, Oscar? Yes, you are. All right, well, it's good to see you up here with me. Yeah, it's good to see you up here with me. And let's see. Let me see if anybody's online. Not that it matters, a heck of a lot. Looks like a couple of people are online, and if you're one of them, send us a comment. Send us a comment that you're able to see the live stream, and you can also hear me. Not that that's any big thing to be celebrating. All right, so we talked about needing an event person. We've talked about improvements we made to the jungle area so that Wolfgang and Jenny can start using that coming out of their room. And then eventually, once they get acclimated to the jungle area, we'll open the door and they'll be able to come out into Cat Town. They come out into Cat Town or stay in the jungle area or go back into their room, whatever the case may be. They will be part of our community of cats. And that will allow the other cats that enjoy the jungle area to be able to go in there when the door is open. So it's all been an expensive proposition just to get everything secure. We probably spent $1,000 between the Treehouse Village area. I know we have, and the jungle area, just to secure things so that we feel comfortable that even if we have a cat that is not a feral cat, but even if we have a cat that has some anxiety and just does not want to chill out and settle in, we are secure, and there's a high probability they're not going anywhere, and they will settle down. They'll enjoy the routine of constant feeding. Oscar here. Oscar, my friend. Oscar's such a sweet. So we're waiting for Terry. I took this opportunity to come out here early before breakfast is served because I wanted to see the kitties before they all come around for feeding, which is going to happen as soon as Terry shows up. So what else is happening? Well, let's see. Constant upgrades are needed. We need to replace some of the bridges that are starting to fall apart. They are mostly rope, as you know, and being that they're rope, they're only good for a few summers before that rope starts to deteriorate and come apart. And I've replaced some of the rope with cables, metal cables, so I need to replace all of the ropes and many of the walkways. So that's something that's going to be done this year. With any extra money that we have, that's what we're going to do. We're going to work on the bridges because everybody loves the bridges, and the cats use the bridges as though they're an essential part of what goes on here. So we're going to make sure that the bridges are working. And this crazy new edifice that I have here, which you can see from, if you can't, you will be able to later once I readjust the cameras. Let me just turn the camera on it here a little bit. So this is our new outpost building. Terry named it the outpost because it's not really connected to the other buildings here in Cat Town. So it's just kind of on its own, and I need to paint it and do some other kind of fun things to it. But it's crazy, but somehow I like it. It's sitting in the location where we used to have the rope tower, and the rope tower just did not fit in here very well because it wasn't of the right design. So we moved the rope tower over to Treehouse Village, and we're expanding the rope tower to make it a little more fun. And we've put this thing in its place, the outpost building. The outpost building can be accessed via the catwalk on this side, which goes over to the windmill, and then there's a catwalk on the other side, which goes to the water tower. So the cats can go from the, I don't know, it's Tom. Oh, Tom, you got quite a voice. So the cats can go from the windmill along the catwalk, coming over to the new catwalk, coming through to the outpost building, and then across, and they don't even have to come on the ground. Pretty cool, huh? All right, so that's it. Let me get the camera refocused here. Tom, well, you got a wonderful voice, darling. A wonderful voice. Whew. All right, so you had a chance to see the new outpost building, and if you've got some ideas, about how we might decorate the outpost building and what kind of special uses we might provide at the outpost building, let us know. In fact, since we're soliciting ideas, tell us what you think. Tell us what you think we should be making in our shop that you would be interested in having. You know, whether it's a coffee mug, a hat, any of these other wearable items like T-shirts and hoodies and so forth. Let us know what you'd like. I've been a bit of a failure in terms of getting our embroidery machine working. I've put out a request looking for someone that has embroidery experience that can help me with learn how to run the machine, because it's complicated. A couple times that I've tried, I keep breaking threads, and I know it's me, not the machine. And there's a lot of setup things that you need to know, to keep the proper tension on the thread so you're not breaking them. But we need to make a bunch of hats with our Cat's Cradle logo on them. I'm really looking forward to doing that. So like I said, I put out a request for someone who has embroidery experience to contact us. I mean, we'll pay them to come out here and train me. The machines are not that different. This is a 10 needle machine. They make all kinds of different needles, but overall the threading and the operation are pretty much the same. So I'm hoping to find some sympathetic individual who won't charge us too much, come out here and show me how to use the machine. And if they want to do some of their own embroidery on the machine while they're here, they're welcome to do that. Well, let's say Shortcake's getting a little impatient here, and pretty soon she's gonna start digging at the door. And I hate it when she does that, but that's what's gonna happen. Basically, she's just telling me, get over here and feed me. Would you please feed me? I've been waiting all night for you. It's the middle of the morning and I'm still waiting. Isn't this fun to see our friend here? Oh, big boy. He's such a healthy cat. I don't think he's as old as they said he was, but this is Oscar. And Oscar's just a wonderful guy. He follows me around. He doesn't like to stay in all that much, but we just love to see Oscar, and we love to see cats like Oscar that are younger, sturdier. Hey, Simon. Come on, Simon. I know. Come on, Simon. Simon, come on. Simon's also a character. He's a big talker. So maybe I've been talking long enough. So that's kind of it from Cat's Cradle. We're staying alive, just like the song by the Bee Gees, right? Hopefully you know that song and you like that song. We think it's crazy and we think it's kind of applicable to what's going on here with our kitties, keeping them alive, and in a sense they're keeping us alive. So I guess that's about it for now. This is Bruce signing off from Cat's Cradle, where cats come to live, not come to die. This is where they come. And they do love it here. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? That's the whole point, isn't it? Who wouldn't want to be here? So we do have requests by people who want to have their cats retire here, and we have a retirement policy which is on Facebook. I did a post yesterday about that. We're not. Yeah, it's all right, guys. That's not really what we do, but we've decided that we have to do a bit of that just to stay viable. Everything is just too expensive, and as I said, look at me, I'm a mess. Shopping at the Goodwill stores, and my shoes, I have two pairs of bad shoes, and I know some of you out there are thinking, Wow, Bruce and Terry, man, they're living large out there in Lutz, and you got all these contributors. And you know what? You can't go to the vet without spending $300 or $400. You just can't. And we have a couple vets that are a little bit more accommodating, but for the most part, they don't cut us a lot of slack. Maybe 20%. And I think that's pretty much the case for most shelters. They don't get a tremendous break on the fees that are charged. It'd be nice if we could find some wonderful young veterinarian that would help us on a pro bono basis. Nobody's come forward to do that. You know, they admire what we do, but we're not going to give you a special deal. You know, no. Even though it's a write-off, you know, donations are a write-off for anybody that donates. Either monetary donations or product donations, they can be written off. All you have to do is to send us a note that you want our tax ID number, and we'll be able to provide that to you. We're not going to send it to you in advance, but after you've made your donation, if you make a request, we'll send that to you, and you can put it on your tax information that you donated X amount of dollars to Cat's Cradle. And thank you again. I have to say this every time, even though it's just, we take it for granted, but you guys that send us food and then never ask us for a recognition for doing that, it makes me crazy. I mean, we have just such a wonderful stream of food coming in from our supporters that would rather donate food than donate money, and that's fine. We love that. And right now we probably have more canned food than we have dry food. And I know dry food is a drag because, you know, maybe the shipping is a little bit more, I don't know, but in any event, Terry tells me that we could use some dry food. If anybody's thinking about ordering something for Cat's Cradle through Chewy, well, of course we're all set. We're all signed up with those folks. Kind of make it dry food. And what are you doing up here? Yeah. This is Bumble. He's one of our original cats. He's a foundation cat. Came to us from across the street. Oh dear. There was a couple that lived across the street, and whatever the situation was, apparently the marriage was not going well. So you may have heard this story. The wife, she met somebody, I think up at the corner Jiffy store. I'm not real sure, but anyway, she met some guy. And then she just ran off with him, and she left her husband and the animals to fend for themselves across the street. And he started drinking heavily, and then he started doing drugs, and he was a mess. And it was only because his wife had left him, and he just couldn't get over it. So I guess a couple months went by, and then somebody called, probably a relative, and had him institutionalized because he was doing harm to himself. So they took him away, but the animals were left behind. Somebody took the dog. I don't remember who it was. I think it was one of the relatives. And then they left the two cats, and we took both of the cats. Forrest was one of them. And who was the other one? Oh, Terry would know. I've forgotten. But this is 10 years ago or more. And so we still have Forrest. No, not Forrest. We do still. What am I saying here? We still have this cat, and the other one I can't remember. You know, this is a wonderful thing about getting old. Sometimes it's good that you can't remember certain things, but when you want to remember something, it doesn't always come to you. But in any event, we helped those people out by taking their cats in, and we also took in one of their birds, Thunderbirds. So I hope I didn't get the story tangled up too much, but that's what we did. And now thinking back on it, Bumble was one of the original ones, but for sure Forrest was one of the original ones. And Forrest left us last month, and I have to pick him up at the cremation place. He passed peacefully here, and he was probably about 16 when he passed. So if I've got the story twisted around a little bit, and it was actually Forrest that was across the street, Terry will correct me. But in any event, we did help those folks, and I think it might have been Bumble. I don't know. Terry needs to be with me every minute, to keep the story straight. But I had some fun talking to you this morning. Drop us a note. Let us know what you think about what we're doing. We're going to start doing more Airbnb, hopefully, now that the weather's, I think, going to be moderating over the next month. We just don't like to have people come out here and freeze to death. The cats probably will be more ready for visitors when it warms up a little bit, like it is today. Today's a wonderful day, and I'm going to be very busy working on paperwork today, but I'd sure like to be out here with the kitties. I spent some time with them out here last night because it was so beautiful out here, and the cats were around, so I just sat in the director's chair and just petted cats and had a good time. It was just like, I think it's the most wonderful thing for your nervous system. If you can just slow down to the point where you can sit and enjoy your pets, or in this case rescues, just being around them, I'm sure lowers your blood pressure, just to be around them and have them enjoy being with you. So I think that's probably about it today. I said more than I should, but I've got a lot of things to do here, and it's been a while since we've done a live stream, and I wanted to make sure I still knew how to do one. So I think we got one out today, and thank you for watching. And I'll put it over on Facebook for those people that have not subscribed to our channel. They're going to need to find out about the live stream through Facebook, and I'll get the link over to Facebook so that those folks can, if they choose to, they can watch me bumble around here on our live stream. So that's about it for now, and I'm going to sign off, and we'll see you next time.